Starbucks Korea called it Tank Day, and within hours, the CEO was gone. The promotion wasn't for military hardware. It was for reusable coffee tumblers. But in South Korea, the word tank carries a weight that no marketing team should ever ignore. On May 18th, Starbucks Korea launched an online sale for its Tank series tumblers, pairing the date May 18th with the slogan Tank Day. The backlash was instant and absolute. By the next morning, CEO Sohn Jeong-hyun had been fired by the Shinsegae Group, the retail conglomerate that owns and operates the Korean franchise. The company issued an apology. Boycott campaigns flooded social media. Even South Korea's president weighed in. All because of two words that collided with one of the country's most painful historical wounds. May 18th isn't just another date in South Korea. It's the anniversary of the Gwangju Uprising, a 1980 pro-democracy rebellion that was crushed by military force. Tanks rolled into the city of Gwangju to suppress demonstrators who were protesting a military coup. What followed was a massacre. The government claimed 165 people died. Independent estimates put the death toll between 600 and 2,300. For decades, survivors fought to have the truth acknowledged. The event is now memorialized nationally, a symbol of South Korea's struggle for democracy. Launching a promotion called Tank Day on that exact anniversary wasn't just tone-deaf, it was culturally catastrophic. Here's what makes this particularly baffling: Starbucks Korea isn't a rogue startup. It's part of Shinsegae Group, one of the country's largest retail empires. Seoul alone has 284 Starbucks locations, more than any other city on Earth. The company has been operating in South Korea since 1999. It knows the market. It knows the calendar. Someone approved this campaign. Someone signed off on the timing. And nobody in the approval chain flagged the problem until it was live on the internet. The response was swift and unforgiving. Within hours of the campaign going live, South Koreans began posting videos of themselves discarding Starbucks products. Calls for a nationwide boycott spread across platforms. The company pulled the promotion almost immediately and issued an apology, admitting the wording contained highly inappropriate references to the Gwangju Uprising. But the damage was done. Shinsegae Group, which operates Starbucks Korea under a licensing agreement with the U.S. parent company, acted decisively. Sohn Jeong-hyun, who had been running the operation, was terminated. The message was clear: this wasn't a mistake that could be spun or softened. It required a public severance. What's striking here isn't just the blunder itself, but the speed of the institutional response. In many corporate crises, there's a period of denial, deflection, or delay. Here, the parent company moved within 24 hours to remove the CEO. That tells you something about the stakes. Starbucks Korea isn't just another franchise. It's a major cultural presence in a market where brand loyalty is hard-won and easily destroyed. The company couldn't afford to let this linger. The firing wasn't just damage control, it was a signal that Shinsegae understood the gravity of what had happened. But the deeper question lingers: how does something like this get through? Marketing campaigns at this scale involve multiple layers of approval. Someone writes the copy. Someone designs the assets. Someone schedules the launch. At some point, someone looked at a calendar and saw May 18th. And either they didn't know what that date meant, or they knew and didn't think it mattered. Either scenario is damning. In a country where historical memory is woven into public life, where the Gwangju Uprising is taught in schools and commemorated in national ceremonies, this wasn't an obscure reference. It was the corporate equivalent of walking into a memorial service and asking if anyone wants to buy a coffee. Starbucks Korea has since committed to thorough internal review of its marketing processes. That's the language companies use when they can't explain what went wrong but need to say they're fixing it. The reality is that no amount of process can fix a failure of cultural awareness this fundamental. You can add approval gates. You can hire consultants. You can mandate sensitivity training. But if the people making decisions don't understand the culture they're operating in, the next disaster is just waiting to happen. For now, the company is hoping the swift action, the apology, the firing, the public contrition, will be enough to stop the bleeding. But in a market where trust is currency and history is sacred, that's far from guaranteed. South Koreans have long memories. And they've just been reminded that even the world's biggest coffee chain can be catastrophically careless with theirs.